Hello, everyone. So, another one of these video recordings I'm going to post on YouTube. It is Saturday night, actually early Sunday morning now, August 4th. Very nice night. Very quiet out here on my porch. So, when I think about, the debates and the primaries, and we're talking about healthcare, right? And Bernie Sanders says healthcare ought to be a right. Like, isn't that like obvious? And yet, people are resist this. I mean, who are we as a people? How is that not a duh? Like, just think about it, right? So you get hurt or you're sick and you can't afford it, you have no health care, and just let the person die. Right? Are we supposed to be, let's say, Christians? I mean, I don't understand this type of thinking. Now, I know in this country, if someone's sick, no one can be denied like emergency care. But that's bullshit. Emergency care sucks, man. That's just acute things. And I know how this works. You don't have health care, you're Fucksville. All right? So we have to do something about this. And I know it's complicated. It's easy to say, oh, I have Medicare for all. I know what Bernie says, and I understand this, but man, that's got to be a priority. Healthcare ought to be a right. Listen, man, we could pay for bombs, right? What was it, $700 billion was the budget? Just think about that. $700 billion. $700,000 million for bombs and drones. I mean, come on. All right. So, what I like to do, what I wanted to talk about this, and I talked to Madeline about this. When you think about what makes sense, right? Intuition. I like to think when we talk about important issues and policies, this country with 300 plus million people, super complicated, right? Try to think when we think about these issues, like say healthcare. Try to imagine a group of people stranded on an island. Let's say 25 people, right? Like Gilligan's Island or Lost or something. 25 people. Now think about this. So if a guy gets hurt, breaks his ankle, let's just say 25 able-bodied people, right? They're on this island. One guy trips and breaks his ankle, and another guy maybe gets pneumonia. Now, what are you going to say? Fuck him, let him die, So, listen, if it really gets down to it, who knows? It may come down to that. But let's just say you have enough coconuts or whatever, and you could survive. I mean, don't you think the decent thing to do is to help Steve out, right? And here's another thing. Like, I'll go on the other side. Like, the Republicans say, "You lazy fuck. You just want to lay around and live off the government." So, and I understand that type of argument as well. Like, listen, let's just say Pete is a lazy fuck, right? One of the 25 guys, and he just wants to fucking lay around and eating coconuts and swim. So I get that, right? I understand hardworking people, like people who, you Joe Welder, who gets up 4 in the morning, and he's of course he's going to be pissed off when he sees some fucking guy just laying around on unemployment or welfare or whatever. So I like to think of it as that sort of life in a microcosm, the island thing. So any of these big important issues, right? Think small. That makes sense to me. All right. Have a great night, everyone.